Thing on? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Welcome to Shop the Culture, where we shop the culture through conversations and content that leads to actions, and those actions lead to results. I'm Dom.
Kirk Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest here. Do you want to introduce yourself, or do you want us to introduce you?
I can introduce myself.
The floor is yours.
My name is Omoghéné. I'm a first generation Nigerian-American singer and songwriter. I just released a new project called Love is a Symphony, talking about all the aspects and subjects of love. And I'm really happy to be here on Shock the Culture.
We're glad to have you. Thank you
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
for accepting the invite.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
We're gonna have fun. We're gonna ask some dope questions. We're gonna dig into who Omoghéné is. So, who is Omoghéné?
Mm. Omoghéné is happy. Omoghéné is free. Omoghéné is the life of the party that's still calm and collected. I'm focused, but I'm still dreaming all the time. I am disciplined, and I persevere through everything. And I feel like this project that I just did is a really good representation of that. Love is a Symphony, and a lot of people don't really realize how hard it is to finish a project. A lot of people, they'll say, "Oh, that artist fell off," or "they didn't release anymore." Da 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 da. It's like, have you considered how difficult it is to finish something like that? To put a collection, any kind of collection, whether it's music, art, designs, anything, it's quite difficult.
So, okay. When you that just to piggyback off of that, when you say that, can you give us a little insight of what it's like as an artist to do a complete project, finish that? What all goes into that? Because the casual person thinks how hard could it be to just go in the booth and come up. Well, I could do that. Like I see a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so can you give us some insight on that?
Yes. So I wish it were that easy. Of course, today, with technology being more accessible for everybody, it's a lot easier to make music than maybe back then, and maybe a lot cheaper than back then. I don't want to say it's cheap; it's just cheaper, right?
Mm.
But now people can record in their home. Now I would evaluate the quality of what you're making or what you're doing, but before an artist even does anything, they have to start saving, investing, putting money aside to start the project, to start the work. And then they got to start the writing process. They have to get their producers together. They have to get an engineer if they don't engineer themselves. And then it's session after session after session. And that's the thing. For me, I didn't go to the studio with the intention of writing a project. I just went to the studio with the intention of recording as many songs as I can. And I just ended up with this collection of songs that I said, wow, I'm writing a lot about the subject of love. Why don't I just put this together and share it?
So you caught okay. So the
Mhm.
creation of the music was basically natural,
Yes.
and the EP came together from the creation of the
Yes.
songs that you went in raw with, bringing in whatever you were feeling, and you were creating based off of real feeling.
Real feelings. And it's just, I don't know how it was. I don't want to say I was sad because there's some sad songs on there and there's some happy songs. It wasn't like necessarily based off of my mood, but more like based off of experience, my experience as well as the experience of others. You just go there, you just write, you just let it out.
So you weren't searching for a sound. You weren't trying to mimic anything. You went in there and created.
Exactly. And there's something about creating without feeling that pressure to get somewhere, to do this, to do that. I just went in there freely. I'm just gonna record some songs.
All right, so the approach sounds very organic.
It is very organic.
Yeah, so just you kind of segue right into that. You kind of segue into a question I had when you said it feels good to record without the expectations of doing of this or that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does success look like for you? Can you paint that picture for us?
Success for this project is when people hear it and they can grasp the essence of of the feelings that I was trying to capture, the moments I was trying to capture in that music, and they come back to me and they say, hey, I listened to this and I never knew that someone could articulate the way I was really feeling in that moment. That's a really big part of success for me as a writer, as a songwriter. Can you really articulate something that is not always put into this 3-minute and 30-second box? So that's the big part of success, number one. And then number two, what I've done with AI to tell a very unique story or create a very unique experience around my music. I hope that other artists as well will use that as an example and use it to their advantage as well to create very unique experiences around their music.
What did you do with AI, Omoghéné? Tell the people what you did. You know, we saw it because we follow you, but you know, let them know what you did with the AI and.
Okay. So the project Love is a Symphony is about the different aspects of love. It's everything from the dating stage, the talking stage, to self-love, to being afraid to jump into new love, romantic love, and as well as love from the father. And just the way love has many parts, it's the same way that a symphony has many parts, or an orchestra, right? An orchestra has many different instruments. Mm-hmm. And fun fact, I'll give you a fun fact. We'll come back to this later. So just to remind me, I want to give you guys a fun fact of why I particularly chose that title. But so what I did with AI is for every single one of the tracks on the project, there are 9 tracks. It has an AI art piece that is inspired by the lyrics of the song to allow people to visualize what I'm saying and how I'm feeling. And these AR pieces are to the beat, to the tempo. It's just taken in every word. But what it does is it allows the listeners to really take a walk through my creative mind, and it takes them to the symphony to experience those subjects of love that I'm talking about.
Can you explain because that's amazing, and me and Kurt, we talk about on Shop the Culture a lot of times, maybe 75% of the time when we're talking about music and how the consumer consumes music now, that it has to be, yes, music is important. It's the root.
Yes.
Music has to be good. But to get people to listen to your music now, it has to be more than the music. So this idea, you basically thought of something outside of music to incorporate into your music and to articulate, as you said earlier, your feelings in a different way. So where did that idea come from?
Where did the idea come from? So last year, I went to Italy for a performance, and I'm a museums girl, right? And when I was in Italy, I went to the most amount of museums that I've ever been to on a trip.
Right.
And I just thought it was so awesome being there and experiencing their culture and their art and their fashion. And I really loved how they took the time to preserve their art and their architecture. Um, but when I came back, I was so inspired, specifically by the Giorgio Armani silos, who basically memorialized all of his designs. In every room that you went to, there was different music playing, coming out from the speakers, and it had his collection of designs for for like, you know how he'll have his fall season. The next room he'll have his winter collection. But I think the details and how much he cared about the art, right, and putting something like that together really, really inspired me. So the museum aspect, but also the details of that and willing to do something different. And so when I came back, I just kept being like, man, what is our generation doing to memorialize art, to have a place to come to experience something unique and brand new like that? And so that's when I got the idea to do this listening event and allow people to experience my music in a new way, that they're just not just hearing, but they're fully immersed in the project.
I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. It's very, very creative. Like you can.
Thanks.
So how do you? Because here's a great question. I feel like I've been to places where people are very intent about the art. People care about the art, and
Yes.
I've been to places where people go because it's lit. It's the place to be. And I've watched places where people were very intent with the
Mhm.
art, turn to places that were lit, and then you just got the trendy people there.
Yeah.
So how do you connect? Like, where do you find people, and how do you connect with like mass groups of people who are as intentional about the art as you are? Like, where do you find those? Because somebody's going to
Mhm.
see this, we clip it up, and they're going to want to know, where can I
Mhm.
find my tribe at?
They will find you. They will find you. As far as you keep putting yourself out there, the right people will always find you. But you have to, of course, be consistently pursuing, knocking down them doors, putting yourself out there on social media, which I know can be very hard. But one thing I would like to say, right, about social media is that I don't want to say it's kind of watered down the art, but it does kind of sometimes make artists feel bad about caring so much about the
Right.
details, you know?
Yes. Y'all told Kurt told me not to hold back no more, so I'm giving it raw. I had a conversation with an artist earlier, and I'm gonna actually send that to him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a guy that found me through Upward last year, and
Mm-hmm.
we talked. The irony. But he we were talking. He's still making music. He literally told me. I asked him a question that my good brother said.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how it all aligned today. What does the next 30 days of success look like for you? He answered the question, Kurt.
Yes.
This man literally told me that he wants to sign a deal. He's willing to be a hoe to the industry. Um, he's tired. He said he's tired of doing it the way that he's being told because it's not working. It's not
Mm.
like old days to where the talent matters. A label takes you for your talent and they pour money into you. So everything you just said is what I told him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, bro, and so he still was like, no, it's not true. So he names Post Malone. He names Billie Eilish. I said, hey, bro, you know they have followings that they leveraged to be able to get the money that they got through these labels. He said, no, that's not true. I said, bro, that's crazy to think that they didn't have some type of leverage. You're saying you want this from a label, but you don't have anything to leverage. So that was my second question. I said, all right, bro, I hear you. You said what you wanted. What do you have as leverage to go to a label to get the money that you want to push your music? He couldn't answer that. He couldn't answer it. He said he just wants labels to think like they used to think. He kept going back to that. And I was like, bro, they've never done that. There was something that this artist had that was leverage.
Yeah.
I was like, you keep saying you think your music is that good, bro. There's a lot of people that music is good and they have leverage. So what puts you above those people to where you think a label should come to you and say, hey, bro, let's pour millions into you? Like, he was literally saying that. He wants a label to pick him up and pour millions into him. Then he said he'll sign a deal for 10 years, leverage the fans that he built through his 10 years, and do his own thing after. He said he does not care if, bro, Kirk, genius. He answered. This is his answer, right? Off that question that you said that we should start asking. He literally gave me his answer. It gets good. He said, I would sign a deal for 10 years and leverage everything that I built through this label to keep my fans and keep going. And I said, bro, how old are you? He's 29. So I said, bro, in 10 years, you'll be 40. Yeah. I used to tell people that music changed every 5 years. It doesn't no more. It's more like 1 or 2. Yes. So I said, you really think that you're going to have the same fans for 10 years? So then he goes, I get what you're saying. You making sense. I see where you're trying to go with this. I said, no, bro, because it don't make sense. I said, and then you said you're okay with people writing your music. So that means everything that you built through the 10 years, you don't own. So what are you? I said, you're going to go right back to where you were 10 years prior. Because you're going to lose your fans. They're going to get older and they're going to be listening to somebody else that's litty. Because you're going to use you're going to use a label to try to build you. Like, that label isn't going to push somebody else to jump over you if you think you're a priority because you're on the way out, bro. It's like a contract in sports. You're on a 5-year deal. Dom's about to, either we going to re-sign Dom or he about to retire or he's going to get traded. So I got to bring somebody else in to replace him so we don't look stupid when he's gone, bro. And they're just going to. So he admit that's what he wanted. So I literally told him that. I said consistency. I said, and then I said, bro, how much do you post? And I haven't posted months. I said, okay.
Huh? He just wanted a friend. He just wants somebody to talk to, man.
Yeah. But then he said, I get it, bro. I said, bro, you got to be consistent. This is the way to it. This is what you got to do. You just said everything. That was gold.
Thank you. I do want to encourage this artist though, because I know it's really hard and it can be very exhausting. They need to take a break. They need to take a step back, reevaluate, and find their purpose again. That's for why they're doing this.
Nah, Omo, he been breaking. He don't post. He been breaking. Don't be nice. He been breaking. He don't post. He don't release music. What break he need to take? It sounds like he need to put his foot on the gas.
He needs to clear his thoughts because he's already lost.
Yeah,
he's already breaking.
It's not like that's the issue. He want to take if you need to take a break, maybe get in a space where you can clear his mind. Yes. But yeah, I hated that for him. I said, hey, bro, stay positive. I mean, you got to reevaluate this thing. But he said, man, I've already come to grips with this. This is what I want. All right. And you have a good one, bro. Yeah, so if you could help me with something like that, I was like, hey man.
God bless you for having a conversation.
Yeah, bro, like that's wild. Like
that's crazy.
You must be having 20 followers.
So
no streams, no views, and thinking like somebody's gonna, like you said earlier, an investment. Like, come on, bro. That's a stupid investment.
What do you, speaking of Omoghéné, what do you think, like, what are some essentials? What are some essentials for an independent artist to have in terms of mindset? I was just having a conversation with people about like the be do have mentality. Like, you have to become the person. Once you become the person, you will do what that person does, whatever it is you want to, and then you have no choice but to have whatever that person that you want to be has. Yeah. So be successful, you do successful things, and you will have success. Like, what do you think is that mindset for an independent artist? Because I look at a lot of your visuals, your content, everything looks A1, right? Everything is super duper A1. Oh, absolutely. Visuals, everything. The entire presentation is A1. So how do you stand out from the crowd like that?
I'm not even trying to stand out, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just being myself, right? And so let me answer your first question first. So the person that they have to be in terms of mindset, you have to believe in yourself, like against all odds. You really do, because this road it's a hard road. It's a really, really hard road and you walking. There's no car. You're walking.
Yeah. How long you been walking?
I've been walking. I released my first song in 2019, but I would say I was recording what I needed to record for a few years before that, trying to get it out. And man, that first record was so hard to get out because it's a lot of trial and error. It was a lot of trial and error.
Was it like fear? What was the thought process of releasing that first record? Like, was it fear, rejection? What was going on there?
No. So when I wrote that record, Every Day Is My Birthday, I wrote that record the weekend after I just told my parents that I wanted to do music. And I just felt a real sense of freedom. I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. I believe in me. I don't care if you don't believe in me. I don't care if the next person doesn't believe in me. And I'm just going to knock down all the doors. I'm knocking on all the doors that I can. Put myself in the right places. But also, I'm going to be myself, right? I'm not going to lie to myself about what I like and what I don't like, right? A lot of artists are lying to themselves about what they like and what they don't like for the sake of what everybody else thinks, right? And that's like I said earlier, your people will always find you. They will always find you. You just got to keep putting yourself out there. If you put out what you like, people will always pick what they like from what you've created, but still first put out what you like.
Say that again. If you pick what you like, people will always find what they like through what you created.
Yes. So if you keep putting out what you like, people will find what they like in the collection of things that you've released. So, and from those people, like those are your people, the people that actually support you, support the game that you're trying to play, and support the environment that you're trying to create, right? Because at the end of the day, every artist is creating their own room, their own environment, and they're saying, "Hey, come on in the room. We've got this music here. Do you like the sound? Do you want to come in?" Yeah.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, that's golden. So you just explained that you went in the studio with your feelings and created.
Basically, yeah. And I just my very, very first song, getting to that place to say that, yeah, this is what I like. This is what I want to sound like. This is Omoghéné at her purest form. was so freeing, and it was very important. I haven't really told a lot of people this, but for a very long time, I was saying, yeah, I'm not going to do music because I want to lose some weight. I don't want people to judge me because of my size.
Right.
And I had a friend who I told that to, and he was like, "Are you crazy?" And he reminded me of this one girl. It's a video that came out a really long time ago, and she was beatboxing at the kitchen table with her dad. And she was plus size as well. And he said, that girl is phenomenally talented, phenomenally talented. Nobody is going, oh, wow, she's plus size. Nobody's saying that. They're all saying she's very talented.
Right.
She can beatbox.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys even remember that video from a long time ago. But he was like, yeah, if you're talented, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just pursue it. Jump. Keep going. And yeah.
So you jumped into music because you liked it, not for fun or for business.
I jumped into it because I like it, but it is a business, just like every other business, right?
Okay. Perfect. Because I just caught something you said.
Mm-hmm.
You had to tell your parents. You what did you explain to them for them to be okay with that? Because you mentioned them with saying that you wanted to make music, and then you said you made a song based off of that feeling. So was there so much back there? Was there what happened? Like, did they not want you to be an artist? Did they say this is crazy? What was going on? Because I've heard that song and I like that song.
Thank you.
Mm.
Well, so for a long time, I was on the pathway to law school. And I thought I was going to be like my dad and go and be a lawyer. I knew I liked I thought I was going to be an entertainment lawyer, basically. But that's what I was telling everybody. Meanwhile, since I was 12 years old, I was singing in the choir. I was performing at every talent show, every open mic, doing all these things, right? Going to lessons, doing all these things that proved contrary. That's where my focus was at.
Killing it.
Right. And after I was in denial for a long time, and because I'm Nigerian, we're always afraid of what everybody thinks, our parents, we don't want to disappoint our parents. They've sacrificed so much for us. I was like, man, what am I going to do? So we went to dinner or lunch, right? And I told them, hey, this is what I want to do. And they said, well, it makes sense because you've always sang your whole life. And honestly, for them to be that supportive was very shocking. It was very, very shocking for me. But they said one condition. You have to be serious. It's not a game. You have to take it seriously.
They didn't want you being no half artist.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
If you gonna do this, you got to be good at it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be good. You gotta be good. So, how important do you feel like having that? You're naturally talented, right? Like, yeah, you're great. You're great on screen. Naturally talented. You really can sing. So, how do you feel like? What percentage would you say is talent versus having the infrastructure? Because you just touched on like being serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what percentage would you weigh like your artists have that infrastructure set up, and what does that look like?
So let's take a step back, right? So there's the artist, right? And there's the infrastructure, right? So I don't want to like put it on a scale, right? Here's why. Let's think about it this way. For every business, there's a product and a service. product or a service,
Mhm.
right? There has to be an infrastructure in place around this product or service in order for it to, number one, function well internally with their team, right? With their operations, their sales, their marketing people. But it's all centered around the product or the service. Same thing, right? Your talent is the main thing, right? Your gift, your skill, it's the main thing. The infrastructure is what's around it, right? The processes that you put in place for your team, the plans that you have in place, the people, the experts that you bring around you, right? Right? We see somebody here, right? That you put around you are what is very important. So I don't want to say put it on a scale, but more of like this is the center and everything else is around it.
Okay. So, all right. So now I gotta ask you a tough question, right?
Okay.
If you had to choose, right? You had one pick. Say you're a GM, your first round draft pick. Is it going to be give me the talented person, give me this elite talent, or this elite infrastructure?
The infrastructure person, are they talented? Are they like okay talented?
No. So basically, okay, I have this elite. Say like, okay, I have this elite talent right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This person who's sing out the wazoo, dance, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Versus I have this elite infrastructure. I have the best lawyer, the best video person, I have the best investment person. I have the best whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And which one would you choose first?
Hmm.
I know which one Omo's gonna pick, and when I'm right, I'll explain.
So the person with the infrastructure, are they like sort of kind of talented? Like are they like minimally talented?
No, it's just it's a team that's like who infrastructure they talk about a lot. I hear a lot about like Rock Nation's infrastructure outside of the artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they like have the best lawyer, the best lawyers, the best management team, the best investing, da 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 da. You got that infrastructure, that team, or this super talented person. Which one? And you got the choice. So you could pick a mid artist or trash artist and put them with the super talented infrastructure,
Mm-hmm.
or an elite artist and do what you do the best you can with the infrastructure.
And what do I have?
You're like the owner. You're the one who's gonna like you're like the owner. You're the GM in this case.
And I have infrastructure?
You got what you want to invest. Like you got the bread to invest in. Either I'm investing in this person or I'm investing in this infrastructure. Which one are you picking first?
Mm. It's not a straightforward answer though.
No,
It's
pick one though, Omo.
there are a lot of, let me say this.
No, pick one first and then explain. Because I know what you're gonna say, but that's not fair. Like pick one and then explain why you picked it.
Infrastructure. Here's why.
Okay.
The person that took the time to put the infrastructure in tells me that they are also willing to do what it takes to get better in terms of their talent. If they also understand what they don't know and they're willing to put experts around them, tells me that they are also willing to listen on what they need to do to be better. And we live in a society today where you can do a lot with somebody that can't hold a note. Okay, you can auto tune that. You can put some sprinkles around it and make it nice. But yeah, there's just something about that person. Their heart is really hard to. It's hard to come by that type of person. I know a lot of talented people that don't have an infrastructure.
Now, but and then you wanted to pick talent.
Yes, I did want to pick talent.
But why though?
Why did I want to pick talent?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, oh, if I have infrastructure, then I can
That's
just.
why. That's what I thought you were going to pick talent because of that. Because you have
Yes,
structure.
but
That's why I said
sometimes
it's not fair for you if you were going to pick talent because you have an infrastructure. But
yes.
this is, I guess, not to hijack your question, E. if this is like somebody that's like you said, willing to invest, and I don't want to do nothing, you're going to pick definitely the infrastructure, and you said that, but you were. I could tell you was going back and forth because you're like, wait, hold on, because you have infrastructure and you understood that from the jump, which kind of aligned with the questioning before. You didn't just jump into this to have fun, like you understood like this is the talent, like you did the illustration, and this is what we got to do.
Exactly.
For sure. That was a dope question, Kurt.
Yeah, it's just the conversation kind of flowed. The conversation kind of flowed into it. So just all right, let's have some fun with it.
You like your answers are making me scrap all the questions that we got. Cause now because now I want to ask you questions I ain't even write down. Like so Omo, you never went in the studio and chased a hit.
I tried to be better.
No, I mean like you never went in there and was like, I need to make a song that sounds like this because this is what's gonna get us out of here.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've tried to do that, and then I was like, this doesn't feel like me, and I threw it in the trash.
Yeah, okay. So I guess I should ask, have you ever released a song where you felt like, oh, I'm gonna make this like this because I think this is gonna get us out of here?
No.
Okay.
I haven't. People wish I did though. A lot of people wish I did, and there are a lot of people trying to whisper in my ear all the time. But I do what I want to do because I'm not going to be happy if I'm out here being somebody else. And let me tell you something too.
You care about
I do care about my brand, but if you pretend to be somebody else, something that you're not, people will smoke you out.
You got to talk, and you got to speak to that.
They will. They'll be like, this is not the real you. I'm not really feeling, and I don't know, when you're not being yourself, like your true sound is not there, and also you're not taking in all the blessings that belong to you. You're trying to like basically grab somebody else's blessing. You're trying to grab from what's falling up from their backpack.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
Why don't you just go buy your own backpack? What if your backpack is a roller backpack and you don't even carry it that much? You have to just roll it. Why do you want to carry their backpack that they're carrying on their back?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So do you think it is important how you introduce yourself to the world? Because I see a lot of times like people introduce themselves to the world as this, oh, I'm this ignorant artist who does, or ignorant rap. I'm not gonna say artist, but they portray just ignorance. And then outside of that, they're very well spoken. And then when it's time to say something serious, like once they're older, then people can't take them serious. Man, shut up. You was just talking about traffic. You was talking about, you know what I'm saying? You just rapping about that, or you was just singing about F everybody and F this and F that. Now you telling me about politics? How that work? You know, so that's a very good point.
Yeah. Here's my only thing though. People don't really realize, I don't know if you're specifically talking about the rap community, but it does take a certain amount of intelligence, right, to put together, that kind of wordplay that a lot of these rappers are, and think on their feet and do all that freestyle stuff. So whenever those rappers come forward later on, go ahead.
I said, yeah, I can't wait till we get you on a rap record.
Yeah.
Yeah, bars.
But yeah, whenever these rappers come out later in life and they're really intelligent, it makes sense, right? Because if you see the metaphors that they're putting in, you have to be good at English in some way, shape, or form to be doing that.
Right. Because I always wonder, do you think people go, man, why couldn't I get on as my intelligent self? Do you think, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think people have that thought? Why couldn't I get on as my, like, why couldn't I come on the record and talk like this and still be, I could have still went to the moon. That's why I salute people like Kendrick, Cole, just to name a few. It shows that, and once again, it creates room for your fans to grow with you.
Yes.
Like, yes. So
it goes back to the argument we had, E.
What?
How you said, when I was trying to tell you, I feel like people appeal to their surroundings first. And we, you know, a few episodes back, yes, you were right in saying that you shouldn't do that. But I was speaking more so that that's what people think. Like when we were talking about appealing to friends and people around you first, and people look at that instead of going outward first and then coming in.
Yeah.
Like that's why. Like you're going to a local studio, you're kicking it with your boys, you doing BS with them. So why would I? Man, I'm about to go to the stew and talk about how, you know, being a father is important versus I know a boy that I'm famous. Shout out to Power.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying. Famous. No, but listen, bro, listen. Famous did it, right? Famous is rapping Kanan's life.
Yeah.
And Lou thinks it's the hottest stuff ever. But
no, but famous and got busy.
Yeah, but he at first he was rapping what Kanan did, remember?
Yeah.
But ain't Famous smart too? And Kanan is smart too.
Yeah.
But what are they listening to? What are they into?
Are you promoting the 9 cents nominee?
I'm not. He always do this when I highlight. Look, Omo, he always do this when I highlight what it is. He try to say I'm promoting it. No, I'm telling you, like that's what he's thinking. Like I'm not saying that's right or that's wrong, or excuse me, that's right. But that's what they do. That's the psychology of it. This is what I get from the conversations that you say that I be digging too far into. These are my espionage missions that I go through, and I take notes. These boys really be hanging with people that be doing the dumb stuff, and they go make songs so that homie that they sitting around, hey bro, listen to my new song, just so they can hear, oh, that slap, I be on that, bro. And they get satisfaction from that. That's what it is. It's not right, but that's what it is. But if they get an Omo in their ear, go make the music that you want. They not gonna go do that.
Yeah, they won't. Everybody's gonna do whatever they want to do, and sometimes what they want to do is what they think is hot.
Because you know what that comes with. You know where you gotta perform at now. You know where you gotta perform that song at. Somewhere you don't want to be. You know who you got to bring with you? The homeboy that you let listen, and you know what he on. You also know he got ops too, and you know what that's gonna bring? His enemies. So it's a bad domino effect. So if you just create what you want, because like you said, y'all are talented. You got metaphors. You can rap. Talk about what you want to talk about.
Yes.
You have the ability to make timeless music.
Yes.
Mm.
Now, Omo, that brings me to my next question. I'm asking a lot of visual questions. So
Okay.
let's say you're in you have a sold out show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a line outside waiting to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking past the line. Like, what is the demographic of your? You can't say everybody. Almost, you can't say like when I'm walking past the line. Like, who do I see? What does the average? I'm not saying average person, but like who's in that line waiting to get in? Because when I think of if I go outside, if I look at the line for a Dirk show, I think of a certain type of audience.
Mm-hmm.
If I think of a line of a J. Cole show, I think of a certain type of audience.
Mm-hmm.
If I, you know what I'm saying? So, how does that look for you? What does that line look like for you?
Did you see pictures of my listening event?
I saw your Dom show, yeah.
It is everybody. That's why. That's what she. That's why she.
I don't want the everybody answer.
Nah,
I
but
want
you got to expound on it though. You got to expound why it's everybody.
see. This is more okay. Go ahead.
So, I'm somebody that grew up within a very eclectic ear.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was playing Lauryn Hill, India.Arie, Sade, Kirk Franklin, Afro beats, Nigerian praise music, Yinka Ayefele, Fela, and she spent some time in Jamaica, so we're hearing reggae music. But I also grew up in a lot of, plus my mom, right? She worked really hard. We went to a lot of PW institutes, right? Schools.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you get exposed to completely different music there, right? I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars. But all those things really influenced the artist that I am. And trying to now come and bring out my own sound from that influence is what we hear today, right? On the project Love is a Symphony. So you'll hear, of course, some of those really strong influences, right? Of R&B, of hip hop beats, of Afro beats, but you'll also hear hints of electric guitar. I love the guitar. I love it so much. Um, Most of my records, if you listen to almost all of my records in my whole catalog, I have a lot of electric guitar in all of them. And during the creation of Love is a Symphony, this is the fun fact I wanted to come back to. Every day I went to the studio, I was either listening to the Bible on audio or I was listening to classical music to clear my head. And that's why Love is a Symphony, because I was listening to all those, symphonic sounds and orchestral music. So I did that for the very, very first song on the project, Love's Overture.
I like it. I like it.
I love it.
So they're not throwing chairs at the Omo show.
No, they will not.
They not fighting. Okay.
Already mine is kind of lit in Niger.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's lit. Yeah, having fun, but it's something that everybody can feel good to. Everybody's and that's the thing about those songs is that you can hear the influence of all the different genres on both of those songs. And it was just the way everything was blended perfectly. I feel like is so me.
Yeah, that song is tough. That song
Thank
is,
you.
yeah. I really like that a lot.
Can you can you talk about the album a little bit more? Excuse me, the EP studio project a little bit more, and because you talk about the blend. You said blend a few times and about how it all flowed.
Mm-hmm.
What was the process of you figuring out the order? Because you I remember in a post you just posted after your listening event where you talked about how tough it is to create something from ideation to release.
Yes.
So what you went to the studio raw
Mm-hmm.
and you created songs and then you said this is going to be this.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come up with the order?
So I wanted people to go through a journey with me from number one, deep end, right? I'm in love for the 5th time this season, right? And that's the thing about dating is that you have to like continue putting yourself out there in order to hopefully find the one.
Mm.
And it can be very nerve-wracking. It's like really scary to do that. And you go through a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain. And so I'm taking people through these unsure feelings to being up, right? Those new feelings of being with somebody new to all of a sudden they're ghosting you or they're acting strange or they're not being direct.
Directly. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you're saying, hey, you need to talk to me directly. You can't do this. But what happens during that time is you go through a lot of self-awareness about what you want and what you don't want, what you want and what you don't want. And you're like, you know what? I don't deserve this. And when you get up and you say that you don't deserve this person goes, oh, but can we still be friends? And you say, yeah, but not now. Because I need to take care of me. And being around you is not good for me. I can't heal this way. Then
It's deep.
Say the track.
then
Know the track.
that track is not now. Then you
I got to stood up in my seat now.
Yeah.
Oh.
then you
Mm.
find you have a spiritual awakening and you realize that the love that you've been searching for everywhere has already been available to you this whole time. And that's called already mine. I already had love. It was already so close. It was already within me. And I didn't need to search for it from the next person or this person or that because it came straight from the Father. Then you finally meet somebody great who's worth your time. And everything he says, he does. But you, as a Nigerian woman, you maintain your integrity because you're like, yeah, I'm not going nowhere unless I get what I want.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything unless you give me what I want. And then lastly, when you're in this relationship, relationships only work when two people come together and are willing to be patient with each other. Because who you are today when you guys first start dating is not going to be who you are going to be in 2, 3 years, 10 years down the line. So you have to be able to grow together and be patient with each other as you grow and you learn to love each other. But also, I, Omoghéné, I'm asking the listeners, can you be patient with me as I grow in my artistry? Because I'm not going to be the same person I was yesterday. this Oma is always evolving. Will you come with me on this journey? Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me that accept me for who I am, it doesn't work? Just take me for as I am. That doesn't work. You actually
No. No.
What?
We're going viral, Dom. We go.
What?
No, it does not work.
It don't. It
What
doesn't work.
again?
You can't
That
just say,
is.
you can't just say accept me as I am, take it or leave it. Da, 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 da. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a part of you, yes, that you can say you can't deny this part of yourself, and this is just who you are, and you want somebody that's going to accept this side of you. But if you're going to have a nasty attitude, I don't know any woman that's going to be okay with that.
That's real. That's real.
So you're going to have to change some things. You're going to have to go through some deliverance, okay?
Right.
And figure out why you do that. Go to therapy. Do something. You got to go to therapy, go to a boot camp, join a men's club, join a women's club. Do whatever you got to do to get better. But that's another thing. I know a lot of women that have really nasty attitudes and treat guys really badly. And I don't know why they do that.
What's their names?
You know what?
You got.
Oh my gosh! You trying to start something, Dom? You trying to get me in trouble?
Trying to.
Viral, bro. No.
So, do you think that what's your relationship with accountability, like in relationships? What's your thought process on like being?
It's very important.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important. You have to be accountable to your partner and accountable to God. Mm-hmm. And I think also having some good friends around you is good too.
Mm-hmm.
Some friends that are pursuing higher things, that are in relationships themselves, and that respect their partner. Yeah. And that's another thing I would say, even the people that I choose to work with, right? The men are family men.
Nice.
The women that are married, they love their husbands.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wait
You know
a
what I'm saying?
minute.
Infrastructure. See, I like that.
Put yourself around people
Like
that are
that.
already structured.
Yeah.
Wow.
Infrastructure has structure. That's smart. I think that's wise too, because I always say like the worst. And Lord forgive me, because I've been this friend before. I know I've been this friend before. Way back over a decade ago. Like I feel like at a time I would get in relationships to lower the amount of ham I would go. Like so it would be something to just keep me out of trouble, whatever. Then when I would be single, and let's say my boys, this is yesteryears, over a decade ago. Let's say my boys have an argument or they break up with their girl. I'm like, bro, come on, we out here. F all of that. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's go ahead and do X, Y, and Z. And so just hearing of you talking about your infrastructure and how it's set up, like you're piling strength on top of strength. If you're going, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, you get in that relationship. So now when you are working on your career, your partner know who you're surrounded by.
Exactly. And the people that I would say like are single, like, right. And this goes for your friends too. Like, what are they doing?
Yes.
What are they talking about?
Wait,
those things are contagious.
So you mean to tell me that if I'm a girl or if I'm a boy and I hang with other WHORESs.
Oh my gosh.
That it's possible that I can be the only one that isn't in that whole clique?
You're looking for some clickbait, and I ain't gonna give it to you.
Hey, give you a savvy. Don't try to pull the joke just now.
Hey, no, for real though. No, but you're right though. And we talked about this before. Like copying and taking gain from what you see. One of the biggest bachelors that everyone looks up to is Future. And Future even said it in an interview. And a lot of what I'm learning, a lot of people still don't listen to podcasts or even interviews. Like it's still it's not new, but it's not like you could probably still ask somebody their top 5 shows over the top 5 favorite podcasts. But
okay, that's fair.
This on before How of Life dropped. He talked about, he didn't name her, but he said if y'all knew who I was dating at the time, in this time, that's who it was, but he didn't name her. Respect. He said that he couldn't bring certain women around anymore to the circles that he was progressing to. Because the rooms that he was in, because of the girls that he was with, and what they was rocking with. If you in a room with billionaires that are he said this. He said, if I'm in a room with billionaires that are married and I bring a girl that's down for whatever, and they know this isn't my girl, you got their wives looking at me and looking at their husbands like I know what that girl is about, and you invited him here and he brought her.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I also want to be careful, right? Because I don't want to be like too judgmental.
No, it's not judgy, Omo. It's not, because you're saying it's about surrounding yourself with people that are structured and care about the value of structure, family, and loving properly.
Yeah.
It all aligns. So we wouldn't do that. None of us would do that. If you were going to a big time meeting or you were going to this function that meant a lot to you, you would be very particular about who you would bring.
Yes,
so that's
that's
all he was saying. I knew I couldn't even date the same type of women or hang with the same type of women anymore because of the room that I was in now. Like I can't just bring her. Like even though we do whatever, but I couldn't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? So that you're thinking, that's next level. You know what I'm saying? Like people.
Oh, my question to him would be, why would you even be dating her then if you don't feel comfortable to bring her around?
But you know what his you know what he was. He's a bachelor. That was his thing. But
that is not an excuse.
I don't know. Omo, he was talking about how his mind was progressing, and because of where he was going, that he couldn't do that anymore. Like he was getting in a space that he was like, yo, I can't. Like I have to be particular about the way I move now because I'm trying to get these deals. I'm trying to get in this room. I'm trying to talk to this person. I think he said it. I can't be with Jay-Z or trying to get a meeting with Jay-Z and he with Beyonce and I'm bringing just, you know what I'm saying? So he said that, like he said he felt like that he wasn't allowed in certain rooms because of his out of the music actions, but he put in the music, but he talked about it. Like,
he needs to evaluate why he was picking those women.
We know why.
Why? Tell us why, Dom. Tell us why. We're all
no podcast. Me. I'll book a pod. I'll come on the show.
You know what?
But yeah, what you're saying, it all makes sense though, as to structure. I got a question.
Yeah.
I want to go back to your investing and your structure and having this team around you. I don't know if this is. I think you can answer this. You're independent artist, right?
Yes.
Not.
Yeah, I'm independent. Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah. Yeah. That sounded like, yeah, I'm into
Yeah, wait, hold on. What's going on?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
yes. The answer is yes.
Hold on, bro. We gotta talk.
Yeah, sure.
We gotta talk. No, can we ask you? This is for any independent artist that's listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So let's bring it all together here. So Omo, you were in GQ.
What's NGQ?
You were in GQ.
What's NGQ?
You
You
were
were in the GQ
in
magazine?
GQ.
Oh, yes, with your South Carolina accent.
You
In GQ, yes.
you toured overseas.
Yeah.
You have a photographer.
Yes, it was amazing.
You have a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You have an executive assistant.
Woo-woo.
You have a manager.
Mm-hmm.
You
I don't know who that is.
you have you have a team. You perform in shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're in other magazines. You get other blog placements. I saw a few of your songs. I'm pretty sure there's some playlisting in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you say your monthly budget is? Like,
Oh.
how much do you think you spend on music? Your career monthly to keep everything afloat.
Oh, I can't answer that question.
You can't. Okay.
No.
Can I ask? Can I ask if it's under a number?
I just can't even give any number.
Okay. But that's an answer. That's an answer, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's an answer. So, how do you fund your career?
Oh, yeah. So, I wear triple hats. I am a recording artist, a songwriter, but I'm also a tech professional. Yeah, and I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I hate my 9 to 5. I love my 9 to 5. I love what I do, and I love how I can make an impact. But yeah, I have a 9 to 5, just like everybody else, just like a lot of artists do, and I set aside a very small budget that I know I can live off of, right, to be able to fund what I can for my career. And I pick and choose what I can do every season, right? What do I want to do this season? Work on this season. Because obviously I can't do as much as these big labels are doing, but I can make something shake in my own small way. And I had a friend, her name is Estella, when I first started, and she told me something because I was complaining about, oh man, I wish I could do more. Da, 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 da. And she was like, man, maybe stop trying to do big things, but try to do little things in a big way.
Explain.
And that's what I do.
Explain
So
that.
I may not be able to have a huge listening event with thousands of people, right? And fund that type of event. But I can have a really intimate gathering of people that I really care about and that I know really care about my music, and make sure that they are enjoying their experience. That everything from the art to the backdrops to the space to the food to the drinks, that they know that they are special.
Right.
that is my own thing, my own little thing in a big way.
That's good. And I, that sounds very intentional,
It is very
and
intentional.
it's very intentional, and it's also scalable. You know,
Yes.
really making people know that they matter. You do that on a grand scale, and then that's. I feel like you just gave away a gem. Like that's how you have those lifelong fans and supporters. You create experiences like that. You know, like
Yeah.
people will go on to be like, "Hey, I remember I was at her listening event at da 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 da." You know what I'm saying? So the more you scale, the more you grow. So that's super dope. That's super dope. Oftentimes, I feel like people, artists, are they have this they have this vision, or they were shown a vision of artists being, and I can't wait to shit on everybody who played me. I can't wait to be that echo. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to be that da 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 da. So they kind of look over the small, like you're saying.
Mhm.
I don't like to think small, but look over those important details that are right in front of their face.
Yeah.
So this listen event at this show that might have 40 people there, 20 people there, 10 people there. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
show out, but when I get in front of 40,000, I'm a rock it. And it's
No,
like,
that's
how
not
you
how it
going?
works.
So,
Mhm.
but I
You
love
know,
what you said though.
they teach you that in church though, bro.
What?
You gotta be grateful for what you have.
Mhm.
So when God gives you more, it's the same thing, right?
Yes.
So basically, like what you just said, you ain't rocking 10. Why do we think you can rock out 40?
Exactly.
That says
You
something.
ain't, huh?
I say, dang, tell them that. I'm
Hey,
with you. I'm
yeah,
with you,
yeah.
bro.
Like it's not
I'm
like my
with you.
man's earlier. You want somebody to give you $1 million, but you can't make 100 shake.
Mm.
What you do? What you doing with 1 million?
And that's
Oh,
another
that's
thing, right? I used to be like, man, God, why'd you make me like this? Right? I care about every single little detail. I'm like obsessing about every single little thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I used to think something was wrong with that. And sometimes people will make you feel like there's something wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
But after some time, I realized, you know what? If I can do what I can and do something very well with the little that I have, why wouldn't somebody else trust me with something even bigger?
the
Ooh,
steward. Great steward.
stewardship.
And you have to be a good steward of your gifts, of your finances, of your family and your friends, of your listeners, right?
Yep.
Yes.
If people are sharing your stuff and they are coming to your shows, why would you not create a special experience for them? Why are you
Yes.
waiting for the whole world to come?
Or why would you not acknowledge it?
Yeah.
You have to like acknowledge it. Like I know I like that's one thing that jumping in to entrepreneurship, it ain't been a full year yet. Well, on my own, but that's one thing that I said. Anybody that shouts me out or shares something like, and you don't act like, you get a follow, you get a thank
Mhm.
you, you get like you got a fan for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. That's fire. But now when it gets to the point that, I'm pretty sure like, your Drakes and your people like that, they can't. They'll be sitting on their phones all day.
Hmm.
But like when
Yeah.
you're at this spot, that's how you build almost fly, almost dope. She liked my comment when I told her I liked Love is a Symphony. Oh man, she shared my share, or she highlighted that, she followed me, you know?
Yeah.
Like fans really like that stuff. Like they could use that.
Yeah.
So,
And it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
it goes a long way. You create memories for people. So again, it goes back to you wanting to create experiences. I got a question.
Okay.
With you understanding that, so I'm pretty sure you take that in consideration in your music, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an artist, how were you put on the artists, other artists? How do you consume music? Do you No, I'm not gonna ask the second question because that's gonna cage the
Mm-hmm.
question. How
Mm-hmm.
how do you consume music?
I
What do you
consume music a few different ways. Number one is word of mouth.
mm,
Number two is playlisting, right? Autoplay, whatever comes up on Spotify,
mm-hmm.
as well as the YouTube algorithm. I love the YouTube algorithm. The way it suggests new artists, that I don't know, it's like spot on with the taste on YouTube. And then of course
You like
TikTok, right?
you subscribe and like a lot of people's stuff on there?
Yeah,
That's why it works for you like that. Okay.
yeah. I feel like the suggestions I get on YouTube for artists are like
Spot
the
on.
yeah, they're spot on. It's like very yes, this is what I like.
Well, this is my chain.
Hmm.
I like
That's
it.
what you were
Yes.
saying.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
like
you have,
that. Say a word of the mouth first too.
Hmm.
I
yeah.
like.
You say you had a part two to that, though?
No, I said I didn't want to say the part two because it would have caged the question.
Okay.
So I wanted her to say what she said without me saying what I wanted to say after. But that was it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me see. Well, I have a question. I don't know if Dom usually asks or I usually ask this question. But the next 5 years, right? The next 5 years, what, let's say everything goes your way,
Hmm.
successful, it's going the way you want to go. What does the next 5 years look like for
It
you?
will go my way, okay?
There you go. It's already yours. Look.
It's already mine.
What does that look like?
Mm. Bigger stages,
Hmm.
a bigger catalog, a core team of people that I care about, better partnerships, brand deals, and touring. Hmm.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. It's like you've already thought about this.
Yep. Every day.
Love it. Love it. With no shit, God,
Be the same. I'm gonna be the same person in 5 years. I'm gonna just keep grinding.
run it up.
I'm
Somebody
gonna run
run it
it up. I'm gonna just run the bag up and see what the next 5 years in store.
Oh
What
my
what
gosh.
God gonna do for me is
Mm.
in His plans. Whatever
Yeah,
He answer for me.
I
Mm.
love it. I love it.
I
I love
really believe that yes, we should pray that God's will should be done, but I believe you should also pray to God about what you want and pray that what you want aligns with
I
His
order
will.
your steps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I just from this whole interview, I take away like the intentionality.
Mhm.
It's so intentional. I wish there's no I wish. I mean, we have video of it. Like this would I would show this as clinic tape. Like Dom, you work with artists all the time. You work with artists and stuff. So I would
Does
show
he?
this.
I don't know.
I would cut this up and show this to an artist. Like if your mindset is not on par with this and you're not intentional, like just doing stuff.
Yeah.
You're just doing stuff. So I love it.
Which I want to put this caveat out there. If you just want to be doing stuff and this is just a hobby for you, that's okay too.
No,
Stay out of down them bucks.
But just be honest with yourself.
Telling people to quit.
Yes. Yes.
Talk to him. He be on here telling people to quit.
No.
Yes.
Here's what I would say. I think as an artist, you need to really think about what exactly you want. And when I first started, I thought everybody wanted the same thing. But all singers don't want the same thing. Some people don't want to be signed. Some people just want to be independent. Some people don't want to be the independent. Some people want to be signed. Some people just want to be a background vocalist. Some people just want to do vocal arranging. Some people just want to be a songwriter. Like, there's so much space for you to do what you want
in music.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
You know, I learned that recently. And I think I called Kurt on this. That yes, it's that, because I honestly thought the same. Anybody at first, before I really dug into these conversations and being around artists, I really thought that everybody that hopped into music, their goal was to make it.
No.
But you want to know why I thought this stuff? That's an expensive hobby, bro. Y'all go. No, listen. You go to the studio. You pay by the hour of studio time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Buy beats. You get fresh. You buy weed. You buy bottles. Some of y'all buying girls.
Whoa.
I was gonna say, what are they?
Oh, listen. You know.
You gotta be more specific, Bucko.
You said what?
You gotta be more specific than that.
No, they are. They buying chick. Hey, come to the studio with me, bro. You know, boys be doing that. Them girls ain't just coming because they Dominique.
I mean, sometimes they are though.
They not though. Well, that's a different discussion. So you spending all this money for an experience that you know how to create for free through your music and your words and your tone and your demeanor, but people are buying and paying for this experience, and then they're not even dropping the music just to have the file, the wave in their phone. Yeah, bro, I be with the music. Oh, bro, let me hear something, and it sounds good. Hey, bro, you ain't dropping that? Nah, man, I just do it for fun, bro. We just be effing around in the studio. When I heard that like 20 times, I said, oh, this is really like, this is like going to the gym. Y'all really, and I seen it going in the Quantum. Shout out to Quantum. Shout out to Rocks, Day, Dreek, A-Town, all them. I remember sitting in there and seeing it, just watching it. There's people that come in there. Hey, bro, I can get a beat from one of y'all. Like, they not coming in there with a plan. Like when we went on that studio session at Audio Box, Kurt, boys had their rhymes written, the beats ready. We brought everything with us. Kurt, you orchestrated everything, A&R the tracks. Boom. In and out in a few hours. There are boys going to the studio, calling for everything that they need while the timer's going. And they're creating this experience, and they go and they talk about it. Oh, we had a really good time at the studio. And I'm like, bro, y'all, this is a thing.
Yeah.
Like, which is cool. So it made me think, like, dang, I was wrong. Y'all really do be making music for fun. But that is an expensive hobby.
But hold on now, because I know some people,
thousands.
Some people, they go to almost every sport game. They go to every Super Bowl. They go, like, those hobbies are expensive too. They go to concerts.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. That's a great point.
That's a good
point.
Maybe
we should normalize that.
Yeah.
It's normal. I see, and that's what I don't encourage people to quit. I encourage people to be honest about why you're doing it. If somebody's doing it for fun, they shouldn't be in Dom's inbox. You know what I'm saying?
Probably that's true.
So yeah, like go ahead and
But
quit.
I mean, we don't want to spoil Dom's bag, so they could be in, be in Dom's inbox.
Like,
Oh no.
They know they're not about to even try to.
I know where he's going with it, but you're right. You're no, Kirk is right.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want people critiquing your music, like because you got them, you got your people, and we see it. We know them by names. We know when. I just do this for fun. They drop the music. Ain't nobody rocking with my music. I'm about to quit. Then everybody tells them, "Hey, bro, don't quit. I actually listen to your music." They're not even thinking of the fact that it took for me to say I'm gonna quit for y'all to come tell me not to quit. So I know y'all listening, but why y'all don't support me? So then if you're doing it for fun, why you care about support? That's like me going to pick up and being mad that no one's watching us play. That's literally what that is. That's like me going to Trenton Park, shout out to Trenton, playing 5-on-5 and asking Coach Chandler, why ain't nobody in the stands watching us play 5-on-5, bro? This is whack, Jim. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's what y'all doing. Stop it. But if you are making it for fun and you are vibing out and it's a relief, and I'm learning this too, it's therapy to some of y'all too.
Yeah.
That's why I had to apologize on the episode on here. Some of y'all are creating music for therapy, and I actually love that. That's positive. Instead of writing in a journal, y'all are going to swag out on beats and talk about whatever y'all want, and then y'all keeping it as journals and not dropping. So it's a safe hobby for y'all. But don't get mad at the world when you drop it with no plan and nobody listening to it. You said you was doing it for fun. So which side are you on?
Right.
You can't do it for fun, drop the music and get mad because it didn't go up and you didn't even have a plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Stop dropping music saying it's the best stuff ever and it sounds like you recorded it in your phone. Stop that. I'm tired of seeing that. And stop lying, like making your cover art in Canva with a picture
My gosh.
that you took on an iPhone 3 and the font don't even align.
Yeah.
And y'all, bro, don't get me started. I'm just tired of, bro. Just pick a side. No, for real. Like, no, for real. Y'all need to pick a side, bro. Y'all got to. That's all I'm
You're
saying.
hating on Canva too.
I'm with.
Don't let them come after you.
Right.
Well,
I'm a wild boy. I'm a wild dude, bro.
I'm gonna get the Canva
now.
No. Canva is a good. I use Canva almost every other day. I love Canva. I'm just saying, don't go on there doing it wrong. Like, don't go on there. Figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we love. You know what I'm saying? Hey, did you have any questions, Kurt?
We covered everything. I said I just love the mindset, the intentionality, the attention to detail. I like the approach, and I want to see more of that. In the independent space.
Yes.
Salute to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, Kirk asked, "What's the next 5 years look like for you?" Already have an idea of your next project?
Yes, I do.
Already.
That's
crazy.
So, like I said, I went to the studio and I have this whole big collection of songs. From all those big songs, I picked a few of the really good ones that were about the subject of love, and I put them here. And then the others that I wrote about some other subjects, I was like, that were really good too. I was like, we'll put this here. So.
Amazing. So, one more creative question. So
Yes.
we've been watching the AI art, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been dope. A
Thank
lot
you.
of the pieces they flow really well with the tracks.
Thank you.
Do you plan on like selling the AIs, placing them somewhere, maybe creating some type of visual movie with them, or do you plan on doing that, or are you just gonna drop them on Instagram? Next
People.
question.
No, 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 no.
Look, she paused. Like, hey, bro, what you on? I really want to know because I've been every day. I'm like, oh, I want to see what the next one is.
Mm-hmm. If you want to know my next move and what I'm going to do next and what I'm going to do moving forward, you got to join the Omo gang to stay up to date.
Where can people find the Homo Gang?
At my website,
All right.
omoghéné.com. That's OMOGHENE.com. And you can sign up and join the Omo gang for exclusive, for newsletters, for special events like the listening event. Everybody that got an invite there was part of my list. I messaged them personally to tell them how much I appreciate them. Um, that's number one. So that's the number one place where you will be able to find me. Now, number two, on all social media platforms, at underscore OMOGHENE. And then I believe on Facebook, I'm looking at music. That's the only place I'm different at. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
All right. Do you have any words of wisdom for an artist right now that's in the trenches and they like, I don't know if I really want to do this, bro. I don't know, gang. Ain't really no real motion game. Like we really be trying, though. We really be dropping in music, and boys, they rock with it. Some of them they tell me, but they don't really be. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. You got anything for that artist?
Remember your purpose. What's your purpose? Tell us.
Well, I love music, but I want people to rock with it though. How can I get both? How can I love it and get people to rock with it?
You got to keep pushing. But first things first is your purpose, right? Because your purpose will always stand, whether people are rocking with you or not. That's what's going to give you the drive to keep going when you remember why you're doing this. It's the most important thing.
I like it.
I love it.
I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
And let me tell you, sometimes some people won't be listening. So what are you going to do? Take it down?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's people doing that though.
Mm-mm.
I've seen it. I've seen. I know a kid right now that stopped making music because nobody was rocking with it, and he started working, and he started making a lot of money, and he said, "Bro, f that music stuff for real." But if I was the way that I am now, then I felt like he could have been influenced to continue, but there was something that I was seeing that I knew he was gonna stop making music. Um, he did the thing where everybody think it's cool, where I got a team, but he wasn't dropping. When he got this team, he stopped dropping music. So it didn't make sense to me. I was like, So I asked him, I said, bro, where your songs at, bro? You ain't dropped nothing all year. Like we was talking. And he was like, man, I be recording, but I'm not the priority. I said, oh, you signed a deal? He said, nah, bro. Like I got one of my homeboys managing me, but he got a label, but I ain't signed a deal yet. But I be getting free studio time, and he let his cameraman do videos for me. But I'm not a pro. I was like, this don't even make sense.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
He's not signed, but he's controlling when you drop. So what is he telling you the songs that you record in my studio, which we figured that out. In certain situations, they do own it. Like depending on what he agreed to. If this was his studio and you signed some type of,
you're not paying for that session. You're not paying for the work.
yep, you're not paying for the session, and you and this guy doing videos for you. He just hoarding your content.
Hold on, it's twofold, right? So there's the person that owns the master, and there's you still have some publishing rights if
he just letting bro just take over to the
Mhm.
point that he didn't drop nothing that he created with this guy, and he didn't drop music on his own. I think he probably signed something and just didn't want to say it. There's no way that you don't drop music for a whole year. You put this guy in your bio, because I was like, bro, he was making really crisp sounding music that was for a 19-year-old. It sounded better and I'm not gassing him. It sounded better than 95% of the other 19-year-olds. He was really. I didn't believe that he had just graduated high school, the way that his music sounded. But he had a plug. So this guy wasn't dropping it. But I was like, bro, he gonna quit. And sure enough, he started working, making a lot of money. I think, he was on my timeline. He posted something in a foreign car. I was like, hey bro, what you been up to? He was like, oh, what's up, bro? How you been, man? Hey, you still? And I was like, nah, I don't work with bro no more. We talk, just start talking. He was like, man, I don't even make music no more, bro. I got to the money. I was like, bro, that's crazy. He was selling. He was like, yeah, bro, I might dabble back in it. And then he sent me some stuff that he said he went to the studio and dabbled around with. Still sounds really good. He just talented dude, just don't care about music. Nobody was listening to it. So he quit. Really. He didn't have the right guidance.
So sad.
Yeah, but find your purpose. Like the Naja Queen said. She said.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Shot the culture.
Shot the culture. Thank you, Omo. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate being here. This is a great conversation.
Thank you.
And I hope people feel seen through this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure they do. We're gonna chop it, bag it, sell it.
Wow, boy.
All right.